there we go. Danger Girl Trinity.
I'm just gonna download it right now so I can.
I'm downloading it too. Isn't that so nice about Comixology? So all of these, Danger Girl Trinity, the first 4 issues are free. Danger Girl Regular, you can read, I think, the first 5 issues, or the Danger Girl Revolver first 5 issues.
Uh-huh.
Danger Girl G.I. Joe does cost money, and this Renegade costs money. So that's a lot of Danger Girl you can get here.
Yeah.
And I am.
and you're on board.
So Larry, tell me about, so one of the things I was a little bit about to complain about with this Danger Girl is there's so much going on and none of the characters are that established.
Right. So
but I'm sure it's just because it isn't a real first issue.
That is.
I'm like, why did it take so long to introduce all these characters? They're doing this cool splash page, but it's like so late. And then I was like, well, then I'm looking at the art style, and the art style is really crammed in there. There is a lot of stuff going on in each panel.
Right.
Like, I never read the panel by panel style. I usually read full page on my Kindle.
Right. Now,
but I almost had to because there was so much dialogue and so much like stuff going on, and each panel was almost too much.
I felt that too. I really enjoyed panel by panel, but I just downloaded it, so I'm back on board here.
Oh, I like the art of this Trinity way better.
Oh, really? Because
actually, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of about the same, but I really do.
It's better for the comic. It's not, the girls aren't as good.
Right. I'm just like.
Well, I don't know about that either.
It's just so silly. But I really like that first introductory page to previously in the pages of Danger Girl where we meet Abby Chase, and that's in black and white.
Yeah, I like that they did a good job colorizing it and making it a little more cartoony in this Trinity version.
Uh-huh.
It takes away some of the like realism, maybe.
Yeah.
Like of the sexualizing of the, it's like if it's less real, or it's a little more, it's not as full, I guess, but it looks easier to follow. Like the plot looks easier to follow. Regular Danger Girl was like there's too much for me to look at. Well, that I didn't know what was really important with my eyes.
Well, what I think is super kind of fun, and I did this because earlier tonight I read this Danger Girl issue 1, and then I read Trinity, and I've read other issues of Danger Girl. I might have a stack of these somewhere. and first of all, none of it stays with you. Like, I read it and I was like, I don't remember reading any of this. Kind of remember reading some of it, but most of it is just the visual.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend this comic for children or probably ladies.
Right. It is very...
Which is too bad, because I like to be inclusive with our recommendations, but yeah, this one I can't imagine being very much fun for not a guy.
Yeah. But it is fun for us 14-year-old boys.
Which realistically seems like the largest market.
Right.
Or like the most targeted market.
So, yeah, maybe you're right. But seeing
got us.
Yeah, seeing this on digital is really fun if you put it on
the big screen.
On the big screen, panel to panel, full zoom, full screen, and then you kind of fast forward through the action. It is really fun just to look at the art and just watch the screen just sort of open up and flash around, and you can almost it's almost like what it like when people make movies, they do that storyboarding.
Yeah.
The storyboarding here is just fantastic. It's super fun just to like fast forward through your comic on your computer. because there's a boat chase that is insane, and then like the classic like last minute and there's comedy, like of course like whatever
there's,
his
like,
name,
funny saucy lines and
of course like the rake that has been trying to steal first of all, he's been trying to get into Abby's pants, and Abby's not having it, but she also needs to get the sacred skull, like this artifact. And
yeah, whatever. There's like very little mention of why.
Yeah. But as she's doing this, there's a boat chase. There's also bad guys. These Rastafarian bad guys, and Drake gets hit in the head with a fish. He goes down. And all the while,
the action is pretty solid.
Oh,
I'll give it that.
Yeah, and she's got her hands on this sacred skull only as they're about ready to go over the waterfall, deadly waterfall, and what happens is rope ladder from her sisters, the other Danger Girls, aforementioned. And
wait, okay. At one point, I learned that there's twins. But is that bad guys or good guys?
Hold on, where are the twins?
Maybe I'm reading into something else.
Maybe
I remember reading something about twins. Never mind.
Yeah, it is just wham blam.
It was probably a sex joke.
Yeah.
The twins.
Oh, twins and buoyancy of your. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of that. There's a gun being pointed at her. Only just as his name's it's Donovan Conrad. It's not Drake. Donovan Conrad is a winner, and just as she's like, you better watch out, Donovan, behind you. He gets kicked in the head. He's like, I never get kicked in the head. Well, you're gonna get kicked in the head. Gets kicked in the head, and of course his toupee flies off. Hilarious. And there's that rope ladder. From the helicopter. She's saved.
Of course. Those rope ladders from the helicopter seem so hard. It's hard enough to do just like a chin up,
Well, you can put your feet into it. While the
helicopter's like moving around. How much how much do you think you're losing from the helicopter swinging around?
I don't know, man. I don't want to try it. But I would try it to save.
Yeah, me either. Unless I'm like a very safe distance above the water.
And all of this is...
And wearing a swimming suit.
How on earth did she rip her pants?
Yeah, there's a lot of like very ripped clothing.
I just noticed that the whole right cheek of her pants is completely gone.
Yeah. There's a lot of that in this.
Maybe that happened when she wrecked the Jeep.
Of course, there was like a little metal thing, crap thing. And for like all the skin tight clothing, you'd think then they would also be like bleeding underneath.
Nope.
Not the case. Not in Danger Girl.
This is such a fun comic. Anyhow, so she is introduced to the team, and this is how she does it. What a great splash page.
Yeah, I really like... The more I'm looking at this Trinity art, the more I realize that I actually did like the art in the original stuff.
So yeah, Danger Girl, Dangerously Yours, written by Andy Hartnell.
Right.
And it is just so good looking. Like this page is amazing.
It's really it's almost distractingly full though. Like, Larry, don't you? Maybe I was looking at it on too small of a screen or something, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot of words going on for as unimportant as words seem to be in this comic.
No kidding. Actually, you're exactly right. There's one like
when what are all these words doing here? I didn't learn a single thing.
When we meet what's the Charlie character? His name is Deuce or something.
Yeah, he even describes himself as like a James Bond type.
Like a James Bond type. When we meet him, he is like his setup is just so long and wordy.
Yeah.
Like it just takes
and
up
it's
the
like
whole.
we know just by looking at him, like, oh yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so there might be a little too much text in all of this art, but
Yeah, and maybe that's what it like. Sometimes when there's too much words on a page, it means that everything else has to cram in around that.
right.
So yeah, it was a lot for my eyes to look at, which is usually a good thing.
Right. So the fall of the Soviet threat is over. 1991. This guy's retired, but there's a uprising, and he gets back in the game. Only this time he's got this ragtag bunch of gals, and that's pretty much the issue.
Yeah, I can't imagine, and this going for more than like 10 issues. But I do like the idea of just getting a new artist and doing like a new arc that's just like a 5-issue arc so I liked how it seems like it's not like you get 1,000 issues of the same thing.
Right.
You get a little different artist, you get a little different blah blah blah. 5 issues. I can see why Larry got it.
Yeah, and it's so cheesecakey. It's so much fun just to enjoy it.
Yeah, it makes it up a little. All right, so Larry, should we go through our ranking?
Yes. How many comics have we done this season?
I think this is our. Oh, I gotta take a look. This is our 9th.
I think I'm gonna give this number 9.
Larry, I hate to give it number 9 as well because it's a fine comic.
It is a fine comic.
I can't see recommending it to very many people.
Well, it's not on the level of the comics that we've read thus far.
But we haven't read a comic quite like it. So I'm glad you introduced it.
Fun and shiny, big and
bouncy.
Fun
and shiny. There you go.
All right, so...
All right, what do we got next week,
There's
Larry?
James and I's recommendation for Danger Girl. Next week.
Top 10.
Top 10. There you go. Next week, it's a return to an old favorite. And I saw that this came up on Comixology Unlimited. There are 3 writers associated with this one. It's Joe Quesada, Bill Jamas, and Paul Jenkins, and 1 artist named Andy Kubert. And it's Wolverine Origins. Ooh. And I think it's a Wolverine origin story. It came out in 2012, and it's published by Marvel Comics.
Ooh. All right.
I know James likes Wolverine. I like
do.
Wolverine, and I'm interested to see what Andy Kubert's going to do with some Wolverine. So we'll come back next week, and we're going to be talking about Wolverine Origins, new on
Sweet.
Comixology Unlimited. So come back next week, and thanks for being here this week. Take us out, James.
Oh, I'm so sad, Larry. I don't want to go. Don't make me go.
Oh, it's hard to say goodbye, isn't it?
So hard, but I know I'll be back next week, and isn't that a nice comfort? See you next week, Larry.
I lost the music. Nothing to take us out. No music.
Aww.
I think I turned it down.
Never turn down the music.
Oh.
Unless it's like uncomfortably loud.
Yeah. Sometimes, you can't talk. All right. I'll put some music on here. James, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right, bye.
Bye.